of development within and outside Nigeria. Rivers State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Professor Zaccheaus Adango, has resigned. His resignation was communicated with a letter dated November 14, 2023, and addressed to Governor Siminalayi Fubara. He noted that his exit from office was based on personal principles and not connected to the political crisis currently rocking the state. Global Television will keep tracking developments in Rivers State for you. In the meantime, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, backed Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly, Edison Ehie, has declared vacant the seats of 27 lawmakers who defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress (APC). Ehie had on Tuesday obtained a court order to carry out legislative business without interference by a rival group led by Martin Amayewule. Buoyed by the court's protection, Ehie's faction, which has only 4 members, met and declared the seat of the defected lawmakers vacant before receiving Governor Fubara, who presented 800 billion naira appropriation bill for the 2024 fiscal year. While the budget presentation was going on, the Rivers State government was demolishing the assembly complex whose integrity is said was compromised during the explosion and fire incident which occurred at the complex in October during an attempt by some lawmakers to initiate impeachment proceedings against Governor Fubara. Rivers State's Siminalayi Fubara, governor, has signed into law the 2024 appropriation bill of 800 billion naira. This is coming a day after he presented the budget estimate to the State House of Assembly led by Edison Ehie. The signing ceremony was held on Thursday in the conference room of the governor's office at the Government House. Fubara had, during his presentation to the Assembly, said the 800 billion naira budget for the 2024 fiscal year was aimed at promoting economic development through inclusive growth and addressing socio-economic inequality in the state. He added that from the 800 billion naira, 392 billion 485 million 433,000 constitutes a recurrent expenditure of 361 billion 598 million 242,570 naira 85 kobo and a capital expenditure of 410 billion 266 million 485,090 naira and 60 kobo. The Kebbi State government on Wednesday distributed 26 operational vehicles to members of the State Executive Council drawn from 21 local government areas of the state. Distributing the vehicles to the commissioners in Birnin Kebbi, the state capital, Governor Nasir Idris warned that any commissioner who sells or uses the vehicles for unofficial engagements would be sacked, saying the government is making history again because it is handling over 26 vehicles to commissioners to ease transportation challenges in their official engagements. They would also be useful for the commissioners to visit their localities to find out the challenges there. The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Abubakar Garba Dusinamari, who spoke on behalf of his colleagues, assured the governor that the vehicles will be used strictly for the purpose they were meant for. The new Commissioner of Police deployed to Lagos State Police Command, Adegoke Foyode, has assumed duty. A statement by the Lagos State Police Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyin confirmed this on Thursday. Foyode is taking over from Idowu Owonwa, who was recently promoted to the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police and redeployed to the AIG Force Criminal Investigation Department. Hundeyin Foyode, an indigene of Ilaoragun in Osun State, joined the Nigerian Police Force on May 18, 1992. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in Education History from Lagos State University and a Master of Public Administration from the Lagos State University and an LLB from the National Open University of Nigeria. The leadership of Association of Local Government of Nigeria, ALGON, has converged on in the nation's capital, Abuja, to discuss ways of ending what it termed the anti-developmental trend of appointing caretakers, committees and sole administrators to oversee the affairs of local governments in Nigeria by governors, in sharp contrast to conducting elections as provided for in the Constitution. The administrators unanimously agreed that governors must conduct elections for the growth of local government areas. Global Television's correspondent Anthony Mamodu tells us more.
President of the association, Kolade Alabi, noted that the only way citizens at the grassroots can benefit from good governance is to conduct consistent elections.
The resolution of United European Union that countries should embrace decentralized policy, that is, proper devolution of power to the local authorities. Otherwise, the countries will not be able to access the 500 billion euros.
He made a strong case for adherence to the sections of the Constitution that specifically border on the conduct of elections to decide who steers the ship of leadership at local government level.
During our visit to the National Assembly, I reiterated the importance of Senate cooperation in achieving decentralization and total autonomy for local government administration. You will all agree with me that the daunting removal of subsidies and its ensuing consequences have undeniably caused hardship. However, we remain optimistic that these sacrifices will yield positive outcomes as there are no gains without pains.
Local government administrators from Delta, Kogi and other states lent their voices on the benefit of grassroots elections into local government positions.
The importance of democracy, or the definition of democracy, is government of the people, by the people. Therefore, it will be very wise and good if local government will always have a democratically elected representative. That will give way for maybe managing the local government resources effectively and efficiently. And equally, if you look at all this issue of security challenges, it will be very good if you have democratically elected people. They will take care of their people. But once local government is always under caretaker committee chairman, it's somebody that will be given 6 months. You don't have time to plan, talk less of executing it. So therefore, the importance of election in the local government is very, very important and is paramount.
The current move by the National Assembly to repeal the laws backing state government's interference in the administration of local government is, amongst other things, crucial and dicey. Anthony Mamodu reporting for Global TV News.
The federal government has charged stakeholders in export sector to move from exploitation to proper exportation. This is coming after identifying poor consumption as one of the utmost challenges being faced at open markets. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Uzoka Anite, gave the charge at the Nigerian Trade Dialogue and of the official launch of the Trade Policy of Nigeria 2023 to 2027 in Abuja. Kike Lomo Okere completes the report.
Infrastructure development is critical prelude to economic growth and development on a global scale. Most emerging economies with infrastructure deficits have a little chance of establishing a sustainable route to national growth as extracting foreign direct investment. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment says price of goods will continue to rise if exporter fails to bring back proceeds from exportation. She further reiterated federal government readiness to work with private sector, especially export stakeholders, to move the country forward.
There are lots of incentives that NUDC has for exporters who are bringing back their export proceeds. If you don't record your export, how do you get access to those incentives? On the other hand, we've also seen sharp practices from those who even record and over-record or over-declare what they export. That's also a crime. That's also a...
Stakeholders in the trade and investment highlight the importance of trade in Nigeria as a means of revenue generation as well as enhanced job creation, adding that the trade dialogue serves as a platform for public and private sector stakeholders to come together, exchange ideas, and forge partnerships that promote economic growth and development.
Can actually help Nigeria realize the economic, it says diversification, I would call it transformation, that every country needs in order to realize its full potential. In the case of Nigeria, it's very simple. It's about creating jobs for the 3 million plus youth, Nigerian youth who come of working age every year. And trade is key because Nigeria is not an isolated economy.
This gathering not only signifies the importance we place on open dialogue, but also an opportunity for us to collectively explore avenues of collaboration, address common challenges, and identify innovative solutions that will contribute to the sustainable development of our economy.
Is that trade is complementary to manufacturing, because if we manufacture goods, we need to sell these goods. Of essence, we believe is to harness the relationship between our resources and trade facilitation. What does that mean? It is that we need to find a way to create an enabling environment for manufacturing businesses.
The high point of the event was the launch of Trade Policy of Nigeria 2023 to 2027. The Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment says the policy is to diversify the country's export base and to continue to liberalize the import trade, adding that it will encourage a higher level of domestic consumption of goods and a more efficient use of resources.
We have to have a strategy for our trade. We have to be deliberate in making sure that we promote positive trade practices, that we increase our balance of trade. This trade policy is a guideline for how we are going to operate that sector. Trade is the backbone of the country, and it's important there is a guideline to support this sort of criticality that the government is placing on trade.
Trade has always been a catalyst for growth and development. It is expected that dialogue will help in addressing challenges in the trade sector that hinders prosperity in the trading environment. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
Many thanks, Kike, for letting us into more details on the trade facilitation. And Chelsea and Arsenal have been dealt a major transfer blow as striker target Victor Osimhen is set to sign new contract with Napoli. The Nigerian international has scored 6 goals in 11 Serie A games this season and is set to be rewarded for his good form. Anthony Momodu has details.
Hello sports fans, welcome to Sports News Updates. Chelsea and Arsenal have been dealt a major transfer blow as striker target Victor Osimhen is set to sign new contract with Napoli. The Nigerian international has scored 6 goals in 11 Serie A games this season and is set to be rewarded for his good form. At just 24 years of age, he is a key asset for Napoli after he proved to be critical in their title-winning season last campaign. Both Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly in the market for a striker, especially Chelsea, who have been eyeing a January move for the player. Osimhen has scored an impressive 66 goals in 116 appearances for the Naples team after joining for a club record fee of £69.5 million from Lille in 2020. The Gunners have enjoyed a strong start to the season, but with Eddie Nketiah not a proven goal scorer in their side, Arteta could look for reinforcement within Arsenal's pacey and fluid attack. Osimhen could well prove to be the key to Arteta's side winning the league. Meanwhile, for Chelsea, who sit in the bottom half of the Premier League table, a player such as Osimhen could be critical for their revival. Their recent signing of Nicholas Jackson has proved to be an ill-fated experiment, with Christopher Nkunku returning soon for the Blues. However, Todd Boehly could wait before he splashes the cash on the Napoli striker. For much of the game, as Newcastle led AC Milan, it seemed as if Eddie Howe's team was heading for the last 16 of the Champions League alongside European aristocracy like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and the new kings of the competition, Manchester City. But then, after Joelinton's sumptuous first-half strike, Milan rediscovered their poise, equalized through Christian Pulisic, and got the winner through Samuel Chukwueze of Nigeria, and suddenly it did not matter what was happening in the match between Borussia Dortmund and PSG, and suddenly the widest dream seemed a little further away. Defeat meant Newcastle did not even have the consolation prize of a place in the Europa League. Sir Jim Ratcliffe could look to replace Erik ten Hag with Graham Potter when he takes control of football operations at Manchester United, according to reports. The Ineos billionaire is thought to have met with former Chelsea head coach as part the Sun and rates the ex-Brighton coach highly. Mail Sport reported that Ratcliffe is not currently considering sacking Ten Hag, but will reassess the situation should Manchester United fail to turn around their disappointing form. The Red Devils crashed out of the European competition following a dismal 1-0 defeat by Bayern Munich at home on Tuesday night and are also out of contention for the Carabao Cup after losing to Newcastle United. And wrapping it up, talking boxing, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder have a deal in place to meet in a long-awaited clash on March 9, 2024, according to reports. The two heavyweights have been circling one another for years, but boxing fans had to be content with the news that Wilder and Joshua will be featuring on the same card but not against one another. Instead, both the fighters will headline the upcoming Day of Reckoning on December 23rd in Saudi Arabia. Joshua is set to square off with Otto Wallin, while Wilder will go toe-to-toe with New Zealand's Joseph Parker. That's how we call it a wrap on the Sports News Update. I am Anthony Momodu.
Thank you, Anthony, for more updates on sports. And that's it on Global News Cycle. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.